I was watching the goddamn the addiction show there, in Intervention last night, which, by the way, cannot watch anymore.
Why?
Because of Jimmy Norton.
Oh, with the me.
Dude, it was...
We've been saying me for years on this show.
But it just really kicked in, hearing Jimmy going off like that, and then watching Intervention last night. It was some chick, she was like 22 or 23.
I heard
just a mess.
I heard last night's show, it was a big time me.
Yeah, oh,
It was all about her.
It was such a mess. She was taking Oxy and shooting it up. She like grind it up with some water and heat it and then inject it. And she had a kid that was taken away from her and lived with her grandparents. She's a white girl too, so it wasn't one of those, all right, kids living with grandparents. And then the father that had a cocaine addiction years ago, and the stepfather who was on speed years ago, and so just a lot of addiction going on there. And apparently she took 14 hits of acid when she was 14 and got raped or something. So she was all fucked up. So she's working at this Yankee Cranky joint.
Oof.
Her brother, her just older brother than her,
went in for a massage?
No, that would have been hot. Was in the military, was in Afghanistan, and he came back home, and she's just a mess, and he felt all bad about it. But every time they talk to her, do an interview with her, she's crying and just, I need to do the drugs. And her whole family's life had to revolve around her and her addiction and the fact that the kid, like now the mother's got to raise the kid. And I feel bad because I love drugs more than I do my own child, and I can't stop.
Oh, God.
Ah. And the family's all crying.
So she has children?
She has a boy, yeah.
Take the boy away and let her do drugs
They did.
then until she kills herself.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, that's what they were saying.
If you can't stop, then, good luck to you.
They were saying that was going to happen, and then the intervention happens, and they all read their letters. I just want you to know I love you very much. But what you are doing to yourself, I cannot stand by and watch. Shut up. Just get up and backhand her.
And they have help writing their letters. I want to see these people without letters, how awful their speeches would be. Their speeches would be horrendous.
Because they're just reading them, and it's horrible.
Let's not laugh at this too hard, because we all realize we're going to wind up in a fucking karaoke basement in Long Island sooner or later reading our letters.
As I walk downstairs, I go, oh, what's this, a party?
Yeah, it is. We're all wearing hats that have boo on them and Anthony with an X across his face.
I see what's going on here.
I have a certain amount of empathy. Like, I'll tell you why they read letters. I think, obviously, it's hard to collect your thoughts when you're that emotional, and people probably tend to ramble.
I was just going for a joke.
Oh, no, but I mean,
I understand why they need to read their
probably
letters.
helps.
I understand they're not all, like, good public speakers and all that, but...
Just to kind of get it down.
Yeah, I do
be
understand.
succinct.
I really do understand that. I just think it would be really goofy if they just force them not to
I would love it.
have a letter in front of them.
I am stammering, stuttering ass.
Just like it would be like a bad best man speech at a wedding. That time we did this, which means we're buds, and she's good. Good luck. Hey, this stupid little thing, my eye drop thing.
Stupid thing.
It's a third of a Visine bottle. And $25 after insurance. Yeah. Dana, how much would this cost if I didn't have the insurance? And I'm telling you, if there's 30 eye drops in here, I would be surprised. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's $300. My sister's an eye doctor, and she wrote it for me, and I have severe allergies.
Wow.
And she wrote it for me. It's almost $300 to get it if you don't have insurance.
It's
and
like $10 a drop.
It's so minute. It's unbelievable.
This is $300?
Yeah, close to. Like
crazy.
$280 something, I think it was.
For what?
I don't know.
And you know what?
It helps, though. Doesn't it help? It's like it does wonders.
No, it helps, but I'm still itching, just not as much.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess.
All right.
Wow.
It really does.
$300 for this tiny,
Sickening, isn't it?
tiny little thing. Well, it goes into the research, Jimmy.
All the
That's
R&D.
not the size of,
All the
size of a
R&D.
pinky.
Right. All right. Thank you, Dana, for that. Let's go on to Frank in Pensacola, Florida. Frank.
Oh, Frank was better.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, man.
Hey, yeah, I was watching Intervention last night, and this fucking kid, he was told his whole fucking life by his parents how special he was and got into college early. And then he turns out to be this degenerate fucking gambler. Gambles away like 500 large in like 10 years. Constantly tells his parents that it's their responsibility to support him. He's 31 years old. And like they're in a contract with him because he's their son. I fucking wanted to throw my fucking coffee at the TV. He's such a cunt.
Yeah, that to me sounds like a cunt, man. Like, as much empathy as I have for people who are addicted, because I am one, so I can't be a hypocrite. I certainly understand addiction. But that to me just sounds like a spoiled brat.
Oh, he was. He wasn't. I mean, I can understand people who are addicted and eventually understand, hey, man, I need some help and fucking get into it. He was just screaming and would refuse to acknowledge that anybody was to blame, but like his parents and everybody else. He just makes, it was so fucking frustrating. I can't even watch that show anymore. And then I was just screaming me at the TV, and my wife fucking hates me.
Oh, really?
Me.
Thank you.
Me. And do you understand how fucking delusional, at least people, I don't know, man. It's amazing how, like, you can do a rant about mentally ill people. And there, some of them, and by the way, any of you dummies out there, and there's very few of you, that thought I meant people that are retarded or institutionalized mentally, I'm not talking about them.
Oh.
I'm talking about narcissists. I'm talking about people who just won't see how fucking irritating they are. It's like you want to just grab them and go, stop explaining yourself.
Stop it.
You've been heard. Nobody fucking cares. Shut your fucking mouth and get back to work, bum. Get back to work, you self-centered zilch. Those are the people I'm talking about.
But what kind of a job does a person like that have?
Regular,
It's all about them.
They can have any job, dude. Literally, they can be anything. The manic depressive or anybody. If you have that kind of a thing, and all you're doing is wallowing in your self-pity like you live with a shit cloud around you. Your whole life is emotional shit fumes. And we're all supposed to breathe them in and feel for you. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly what it is, too. The brother and the father at one point during this intervention last night, they meet her at her great place of work, which the brother just loved pulling up to, a Yankee cranky sex shop. And they take her to lunch, and they go into a diner. And they're sitting down, and the father just asks, like, so are you using more or less than you used to? Right. Why do you have to ask me these questions? She storms out of the restaurant, sits on the curb. So the father's now got to go out and talk to her, and tell her what he meant, and she's just, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do.
But the reason she behaves like that is because she knows the father or whoever is in her life is going to chase her.
Exactly.
As soon as you stop chasing them, they miraculously get a lot better. Maybe not cured of what's ailing them, but they get a lot better.
Yeah. Yay.
But if you know when you carry on, someone's going to be there to chase you down, of course you're going to continue acting like that.
It's called tough love.
Tough love, Jimmy. Let's go to Jason in Philly. Now, Jason, are you a Phillies fan?
Yes, I am.
Fucking, you got to be happy about this Ryan Howard thing, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Ryan Howard, let me tell you, for the people out there that don't know, 5-year extension with the Phillies. Ready for this? $125 million.
That's a lot of money.
A year?
It actually can go up to $138 million, but who's counting?
Well, how does it go up to 138? All the bonuses, like how many homers?
Bonuses, and he actually has like another year if the club opts to pick it up.
Jesus. And someone was telling me that he will be he'll make the most money in the major league since, what year?
He's the second highest paid player next to A-Rod, and he's actually the first player ever to gross over $190 million in his first 10 years.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. No one has made more money than Ryan Howard in their first 10 years in baseball is what it comes down to. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. What do you got on intervention?
Well, Anthony was just talking about the scene in the diner.
Yeah.
The most annoying part of that was when she went outside and she was crying, and she was like, no one cares about me and how to make me better.
Yeah.
No one was there for me. And
no one was there for me. I was there. No one called me and said I could go over and live in their house when I was on the streets. Me. That's exactly what she was doing.
So of course, like Frank, I started doing the me thing, and my fiance was getting so mad at me, and then she was like, "Wait, this is Jimmy's thing," and then she was like, "God damn, Jimmy Norton for making you like this," and she was just wanted to enjoy the show. So then she just had to get up out of the room and just go into another room. She's like, "I'm just going to go watch the other one in peace so you can just do your stupid Jimmy rant."
You know what, though? It makes intervention very entertaining if you look at it the other way.
Yeah.
That hit a nerve with people, that rant, because everybody deals with people like this in their life. And there are people that sincerely want help. And, it's on some level, they're pathetic, but you help them and they get better, and they're not pathetic. And that's with addicts and mentally ill people. People who are trying to help themselves, I have a lot of respect for. I really do. But you know the ones you mean. It's the ones that just languish in me.
This girl last night was, and I'd watched Intervention plenty of times before, but it was so much like what you were describing that I had to just look at it and start laughing, going, "Oh my God, this is me, girl."
You got to throw an email to the guys, because now we could be playing the clips. It'd be awesome for the show when you
really
see
think
this
she
shit.
was raped?
After like 12 hits of acid or whatever it was, I who knows? She didn't go to the police or anything, so I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and be a rape denier, but I also watched the one afterwards.
Wow, just go right with your Holocaust denials.
Yes, that's exactly what. I watched the one after that one with the gambler. The guy that's a compulsive gambler. And, oh, my goodness, that was painful to watch.
How much was he losing?
You know what? He lost, I believe, over 10 years, something like $500,000.
Ouch.
And he was in debt another $180 to banks, casinos. But his parents just kept bailing him out, just kept giving him money, giving him a place to live. And they would do interviews with his friends, and his friends were just like, this guy's a waste.
That apparently was a follow-up intervention. And then he got a second chance to go back to rehab, and he was some child prodigy who got his Ph.D. at 18.
Yeah, he was one of these, like, real smart kids that went to school at college at 13. And he was all fucked up. Like, he looked like one of those fucked up geeky kids.
Yeah, you look like a gremlin.
You can't send an 11, 12, 13-year-old to college. That is the dumbest thing ever. There's got to be another way to handle those brainiacs. Because they're human beings, too. They're going to want pussy and all that shit.
Yeah.
And they're hanging out with 18, 19-year-old girls?
But he was like a geeky, real geek.
Even geeks want some poop.
He did this thing where and the news covered it, where he would go into classrooms and do like a rap about math. And it was so painful to watch. Yes.
How terrible was the song at the end of the show that he was singing?
Well, who was singing?
He was singing it. Because he wants to be a singer. And all of his glory days were lived when he was like 13 years old, because he did a news thing and people were talking about putting him in a movie, and then nothing panned out.
How old is he?
Now I don't even know. Like maybe
he was 30. He was 30. He was about 35 now. But his song was about like dreams coming out of the darkness, and the dream will be there. It was so.
Please, do we have that?
We got to get this stuff.
Do we have that? I would love to hear that.
It was right at the end of the episode. If someone there can pull it. It was great, though. It was so douche-chillingly bad.
Oh, it was bad? Oh.
All right, we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Intervention rap starring Gabe.
Fellas.
Yeah.
You got it?
Look at him. That's what he looked like then. Like, he's just weird. He's got the greasy, slicked back
He looks
hair.
like the character. Who was the fucking SNL character who loved Pat Sajak?
Grimley.
Yeah.
Ed Grimley.
Martin Short's.
Yep.
What a crud
bit.
this guy is.
Let's listen to this.
Teach the topic of the day in rap.
Please ignore the fact that I'm poor.
No.
Rap. I'm not here to rap about.
Oh, this is a remix.
Rap.
No.
Rap.
You're trying to escape me.
Rap.
They're adding it in, and this sucks. They're remixing. What if people remix things for YouTube? Just leave it alone.
Absolutely.
What does he do? Is he a rapper or no?
No. He's trying to be, but now he wants a music career. But then they show him in the casino, like blowing through. He goes, all right, well, I'll put another $50 up. It's like $50. I'm looking at this kid like, what the fuck are you doing? You really got to get in debt, you asshole.
Yeah, well, everybody can't be a big fancy pants.
And then he went.
That was Aunt Jim.
Fancy pants. And then he went to the ATM, and he tried to get out $30 more, and then he couldn't, so he tried for $20, and then he tried $10 and declined. So he was just sitting there, goes, "There's no worse feeling than having no money. I have no money, you know." And then he's asking his friends, "How much do you have in your pocket right now?" And the friend's like, "I'm not even going to tell you." He was apparently really bad at gambling.
Why does he have? Why did the friends stick around?
They show him at blackjack, and he wasn't even going blackjack. He wasn't doing anything like that.
Did he try killing
was just
himself
getting
4
mad.
times too?
Yeah, he tried killing himself. He asked and this is what he would do. He'd go to his parents and say, "I need like $2,800 to pay this debt off," and they would be like, "We can't. We just don't have that money." He goes, "Okay, I'm going to kill myself then." So he took pills and hung himself from a tree.
Oh, he was,
and they found him all limp, but they took him and pumped his stomach. They tried to make it sound like his hanging was, but I don't think he was.
Wait,
really
he wasn't.
hanging himself.
But he wasn't a bullshitter. He really fucking tried to do it.
How
if you hang yourself, that's not a bullshitting thing.
But he didn't choke. Like they just had to pump his stomach, and he got out after like 2 days.
How did he not choke if he was hanging?
I bet he wasn't really hanging. I bet it was like under his arms.
Oh, okay. Let me say hi to Tim in Boston. Tim.
Oh, cool. We got the end song.
Tim. Hey, what's up?
What's happening, man?
It's not too much. I used to be one of those me people until my wife called me a pussy, and I looked at myself in the mirror.
Were you being a pussy?
I just was an annoying prick. You know, you get stuck in that shit, and you just let it take you, and you're just a baby. You know, you fucking ruin your life.
Yeah.
So
you were able to realize that you had a me problem?
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked problem. But,
And
you know, I mean...
A lot of people don't realize that, though. A lot of people don't realize their responsibility in things.
Yeah, I got into a program and, you know, dried out a little bit, but still, you know, you're a fucking pussy. I think I can say it to anybody because I was one for a while, you know? You just fucking suck it up.
Right on.
Suck it up.
All right, sir. Thank you. Let me go to Ed in Jersey. Ed.
Hey, guys. I'm in the program, and in order for me to get sober, my father was in the hospital with me one time. I was coming out of a blackout, and he said, "I'm not going to do this anymore." He goes, "I'm just going to let you die the next time." And then my wife said to me, "You know what? Just get on with it." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She said, "Either get sober or die." She goes, "Because this in-between shit is ridiculous."
Yeah,
and,
it
you
just
know, that's
kills
the way
everybody else.
They got to be with people.
And you decided to fucking, do something about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know your wife meant it when she said that?
Absolutely.
She finally had it.
She said, "I'm not I have 2 young kids," and she said, "I'm not raising these kids in an alcoholic family." And I said, "You know what?" And I wasn't raised in an alcoholic family. It skipped a generation, you know. And I just said, "Forget it. These kids deserve better than this." And I had to bottom out emotionally. But prior to that, I had lost the job, you know, the whole 9 yards. But you really got to bottom out, and you can't coddle them. Because you know how many times I kept getting bailed out, and then eventually I'd start drinking again. And until I got solid in the program and got, you know, serious, then it all turned around.
How long has it been now?
1.5 years.
All right. And are you with the wife still?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good for you, man.
Yeah. I mean, things are going great. I mean, the promises do come true, like they say. Jimmy knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do, man. And good for you, buddy.
What's
good
that
for
one,
you.
Jimmy?
Just if you do certain things and you live your life a certain way, just life gets a lot better, and certain fears and insecurities you had will go away. And what is it? Freedom from the what is the one about being? You know, is about not being obsessed with yourself.
Yeah, fear of people and economic insecurities, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Now, do you have that itch, Ed?
No, not at all. It's over, man. And you know what? And I know that it's over because that job that I lost, I'm going back to. I was on the job as a cop for 11 years and had to go out on disability.
Right.
And I'm going back to that because I passed all the psychologicals, and I've proven that it can be done.
And you know what's hard, man, about being let's just say not indulging anymore. It's like I try to have empathy, and I'm sure this guy understands too. It's like you try to have empathy for people who are still suffering, and yet I still find myself annoyed, whether they're mentally ill or addicted. It's like a hard line to walk because I don't want to be a hypocrite because I know what it's like to be in that place.
Exactly.
But yet it is annoying.
But you'll see the people coming in and out of the program, and it just drives you nuts. I mean, I had a call from a friend not too long ago where they went out, they got into an accident head on. They hit somebody, and they didn't kill them, luckily, but they got a DWI, and they child endangerment, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
And because there was kids in the car, and you're like, you were sober now, like what happened, and it's just tough until you get it. Jimmy knows.
How long does it take to get, Jimmy?
You know, I was 35 when I finally got clean, but it was a long road, man.
Yeah, but
it's misery. It really is.
But a dumb question, I guess. The average person, how long does it take?
Hard to say. Some people never get it. Most never get it. Some people
can you get it really quick, or is that rare?
Nah, most you don't quote unquote get it really quick. I would say some people have the obsession to drink and drug relieved or removed from them quickly, and they're lucky. Other people, it takes a while.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, just to throw this out there in case there's anybody listening that's suffering, I went on an injection called Vivitrol. It's naltrexone, and it's a once a month injection. It's time released. And if anybody's listening that's struggling, you can get that injection and use that in addition to, it's administered by doctors, and it actually takes away the physical cravings when you have. Because it's an allergy, you really do have physical cravings in your brain. But this drug takes it away, and it was administered for me for the first year of sobriety, and it works. It takes away.
Beer takes away the physical craving too. I've noticed that.
Jesus.
You drink beer, and that craving goes away.
The one I was thinking of.
Hey, what's up?
I gotta take you fly fishing, buddy.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go.
Match the hatch.
I think I'm gonna go back up to Roscoe. Where are you? Jersey? Where do you go?
I went up to the West Branch of the Delaware this past last week when it was warm out, and we got several fish, and we don't get little shit things like bobby.
Yeah.
I got a couple fish, 18, 19, and I got a 21-inch brown up there, so I can hook you up, man.
Get your coffee.
I don't
match the hatch. You
I don't. Well, that's good bait when Bobby pukes.
When he's jumping in the water.
Fucking fish started jumping.
Vomit.
I gotta tell you, that whole thing started out as a gag, but I kind of want to go again, man. I'm not gonna say I'm addicted or any of that crap, but I kind of want to go again. I think I'll definitely do that sometime this spring if I can find some time.
I'll try and get in touch with you somehow.
Yeah, hold on the line, actually. What the fuck? I don't give a shit. Hold on. Maybe we do a little fly fishing. We got Pat in Buffalo. Pat.
Morning, guys. How you doing today?
What's up, Pat?
Hey, there was an intervention about 2 weeks ago, and it was a black guy. He was a boxer. I think his name was Rocky. But at the end of it, I tried to call a couple weeks ago, but I couldn't hang on. This guy cried in the middle of his intervention. He cries, and I thought he was fucking around. My wife's crying because he's reuniting with his twin sons, and this guy has this cry that's
wait, Pat, I got to interrupt you. What? That sounds crazy.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
What?
What do you mean?
Oh, the crying.
Who's crying?
Cries? Who? Which one? The boxer?
A lot of guys cry in intervention. What's the big deal?
Yeah, but his cry was like this shrilly, whiny cry.
Like what? Like
my wife. No, worse than that. And
really?
Nice try, though. I'm not going to do it.
No, I was not nice try.
No,
I have no clue.
We don't want you to perform like a seal. We're just trying to get to the bottom of this. I mean, for you to call up and just say that someone's crying in intervention, who cares?
Everyone cries.
They cry on every episode.
What was special about this one?
Right.
You guys are dicks. It wasn't so much the crying as it was this sound. And you have to have them pull the clip.
What sound?
Yeah, what sound?
Who made the sound? The guy crying?
Yes, he makes the sound.
And why did he make it? What was like the setup, the lead up for it?
You know, I drive in my car every morning and say, I'd never get caught up looking like a complete asshole.
Oops, too late, dummy.
Yeah, where have you been since 1984 when we started playing this clip?
Really? We have played this clip probably 100 fucking times. Jesus. We have had remixes that include the clip.
It's all we
reference it all the time. Where have you been?
Yeah, really, man. We're more mad that you don't really listen to the show.
Exactly.
I used to be in the car all day long. Now I have a desk job, so I only get about 20 minutes of the show a day.
I still love you.
Familiar, Pat?
Thank you, guys.
See?
There it is, Pat.
Hey, I have one more question for Jimmy. I don't know if Jimmy ever addressed this or not.
Is he going to get into stand-up comedy someday?
Yeah, what?
What's your question, my friend?
No, my question for Jimmy is my wife makes me watch this show every week, and I was curious if you've ever talked about, like, what was your bottom that you hit that you decided that you really had
Oh, he's talked about it.
I don't know. My bottom was I had the worst parts of my drinking and drugging happened before I got sober. I was just at one point, I'd been through rehab, suicide attempts, blah, 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 blah. But I was just trying to save a relationship I was in at the time. And I had given my friend a speech about how he was hurting himself while we drank and smoked pot together.
Yeah, why not?
And just how he was ruining his life. And I don't know why I had a moment of clarity, like, hey, fucking asshole face, you're the problem.
Wow, you never said that one.
Yeah. I give
Did
my
you say
friend,
man a lot? Like, man.
I was just like, you know what, man? You got so much to offer.
But I still love you. And he went,
because he was an invalid, and I would pinch his penis skin, and he would go. All
right, well, that's all I got. Punching out. Thank you.
Take care, man. I'm
sorry about your sabers, buddy. Sorry about your sabers.
Damn.
Let me go to Ed from Military Place. Ed.
Hello.
Ed.
You're on the air.
Ed.
I'm looking to speak to
Yes.
Mr. Norton, please.
You're on the air.
You're on the air, Ed.
Yes. Jim.
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
What's wrong with you, sir? Is your phone busted?
He's gone. I just have a feeling the phones aren't as good as they could be.
I know. I'm thinking there's a volume problem.
Could you ask one of the babysitters to look into it and make sure everything is as good as it possibly could be for the callers that call into our show? I have a hunch that maybe they could be tweaked a little. They should have that hunch if they listen to the show.
Baby.
Steve in Connecticut. Steve.
Yes. Hello.
Steve.
Hello, gentlemen. Good morning. I'm a therapist, and I treat addiction. There's a couple resources I wanted to throw out there that might help the still sick and suffering.
Yeah.
There's a website
Anheuser-Busch.
called RadioRecovery.com. It features interviews with people who've been in recovery for a while, and it's done from the...
It's called quitters.com.
RadioRecovery.com.
Has no stick-to-itiveness.com.
It's called.
And if there's
I know.
anybody in the listening audience who's looking for treatment in the greater, Danbury, Waterbury area,
Greater.
there's a place that just opened up called Perspectives Treatment
What
Center.
about Bridgeport, yo?
Waterbury and Danbury.
But that looks like a radio station.
I need recovery in Bridgeport, yo.
And the number there is 203-681-1212.
Yeah, that's my number. Giving it out over the air like that.
All right, Steve. Good luck to you.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy all the phone calls. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what are you, crazy?
All right, we'll step aside.
People think we're doing help here? Do people actually think we're helping here?
Helping like here and there as it may be. Where do you think it is he goes of evenings?
Of evening.